Ah, that's 144 skins posted on the Rust Workshop over the past weekend. That's quite a lot, isn't it? And that's just the people I follow. There's even more out there as well. So good day, Rust skin enjoyers. Hampton right, 'cause it's time for the Rust Workshop skin checks. Now, it's a good thing I only talk about the collection continuations, because we really would be here forever if I talk about every single skin in this collection. But by all means, of course, if you want to go ahead and look at all these skins in your own time, you're more than welcome to do so. If you were to look at the description right now at the very top, you'll see the link for the Rust Workshop skin checks for August 25, 2026. Guys, consider going through all that, give it a good look, and feel free to comment below, out of all the skins you see there, which ones have to be most favourite, which ones would you absolutely desire to see being accepted in an upcoming Rust store. Now, if you look lower in the description, you'll see all the chapters. All the chapters are the collection continuation skins that we'll be talking about today, okay? Give that a quick glance. Something might caught your eye. If you want to skip ahead, that's fine. I provide that to you for a reason. So, yeah, quite a lot of skins. But I should also clarify, as expected, lots of wood armor skins have in fact been posted. And they're like in groups of 3, so it pads it out. So, alright, cool. That makes sense, I guess. So sit back and relax, because as I said, lots of wood armor skins have been posted, and they are the brand new Skinnable for September 2026. So, I just want to point out, you know how last week we only had 2 green wood armor sets, and then suddenly everybody starts flailing their arms around going, guys, oh my goodness, look at this. We're guaranteed to get green wood armor. No, those were just the first submissions. Everyone overreacted and whatever. Anyway, so I said, guys, just you wait. Next week, we'll see lots more skins. We'll see collection continuations. It's basically a guarantee. And then lo and behold, we see 3 different designs for white wood armor. Now, I wonder why people would want to have white wood armor. As you can see, Algorithm made the birch armor. We have Birchbound, produced by Mr. 38. Give that a good look. And then from Pretex and Barubrick, we have the Birch 585. Now again, I wonder what might compel the skin creators to want to make wood armor such as this. I guess they just really happen to like the white silvery designs of the birchwood trees, perhaps, you know. So we'll see if anything like that actually happens, but you know, Face Punch has been very averse to the idea of accepting camouflage skins these past few years. So it's easy to dream, but realistically speaking, you haven't been very good this year. So I don't even think you're getting any Christmas presents, right? You know, you've been very naughty. So I don't think you're going to get what you want most, okay? Realistically speaking. Now, I do like the fact that it's an actual tree, like an actual tree design. It's not just like painted white wood, but still, you know. So moving on from here, I can point out we also happen to have collection continuations. Heavy Machineries, an older collection from Stabby. We've had some Tier 2 armor in the past. Didn't exactly like progress that much, but if we were to see this being accepted, maybe we could eventually see the hoodie and pants, the Tier 3. We'll see. I can also confirm Jungle Ivy. That's a sequel to the Jungle Ivy rug from last year. So I guess that makes sense. There's this all nice and green. Makes sense, but will it actually be allowed and accepted? We shall see. And then, of course, something a bit more grounded, but potentially more likely to be accepted. Legacy Kevlar. That being a nice black alternative collection. Right now, that collection's doing oh so nicely. But now I have a very good question to ask you, the viewer. If we were to see wood armor skins being accepted, would pre-existing clothing armor skins spike command, spike in price? Now, by default, you'd probably just sit there and say yes, of course, like it happens with all the other skins, right? Which clothing and armor skins would spike in price then? Is it going to be the primitive skins, or is it going to be like the hoodie and pants and the boots and the gloves? Come on, tell me, because I don't know. As you'd know, Legacy Kevlar has basically all the core pieces. Tier 3, Tier 2, boots and gloves, hoodie and pants. Alright, that's cool. But would that actually rise up in price oh so nicely if we were to see this being accepted? Now, I could also point out we have gold chains right here. That doesn't exactly have like a full-fledged collection. It's got lots of gloves and some backpacks and whatnot, but pure gold wood armor. That sounds a bit odd. But hey, it's been made. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. But the best example to kind of like question is, well, a certain notable, very successful collection, that is the Pirate Collection. We have Pirate Wood Armour right there in front of you. And as I switch over to here to SCMM.app, which, by the way, hasn't been updated for like a month, and I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. I have absolutely no idea why SCMM hasn't updated. I'm not sure what's going on with the owners. I have no idea. I'm clueless, all right? Sorry, I don't have a solid answer in regards to that. But now, I question you. If we were to see Pirate Wood Armour skins being accepted, are we going to see the primitive skins here, such as the bandana and the poncho and the hide clothing and the boonie hat and the hide boots? Are these going to spike in price? Or are we going to see like the hoodie and pants here and the boots and gloves here, you know? I'm not sure. But it's going to be a learning experience, and I'm looking forward to finding out. So this is actually like probably the best thing to see. And I'll be honest with you, like out of all the skins, I feel like maybe that one probably, you know, with the success it's had and the fact that, you know, so many people like it. So I think, you know, maybe we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next if this were to be accepted, because, well, is it going to be the hide clothing? Is it going to be the hoodie and pants? No idea, but I'm happy to find out. So, cool. Out of all these collections you just saw, which one would you like to see being accepted? Now, you also might notice it's all sets of 3. I haven't actually seen like a proper submission for Wood Armour gloves, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe next week we'll see some, we shall see, but disregard all these submissions. It's just from spammers. It's not going to get accepted in Rust stores. No. But it's a bit odd. Everyone went for a group of 3, and nobody actually submitted the gloves. Now, if you got like a group of 3 accepted, that's 3 skins accepted. That's a lot more skins, and that's a lot more profit. So maybe that's why they all just avoided the gloves. Because there has been discussion whether the Wood Armour will be separated into groups of 2. So the idea was potentially the helmet and the wood gloves, and then the body and the legs separated as 2. But if everyone's submitting these as a group of 3, well, surely with the September 4 Strike Rust store, we would then have to have a group of 3, right? Maybe. We'll see. All right. So maybe next week, not only could we potentially see a lot more Wood Armour skins being posted, but maybe then we'll actually see like skin creators trying for some wood gloves. Notable skin creators, I should clarify. So, we shall see. Right, so that's all the Wood Armour. Let's now move on and talk about the deplorables. Sit back and relax. We have a very shiny skin to talk about. Bask your eyes in amazement for the pearlescent white and oh so shiny gold Thundergold auto turret. Wow. So yeah, last week we had quite the discussion talking about the electric furnace, the first ever Thundergold deplorable to be posted. But now there's number 2. We have a lovely looking auto turret, and it's also the only auto turret skin to be posted this past weekend. Timing, quite good, we'll see. But Thundergold collection, here's the question. We have a lot of armour, we have a nice selection of weapons, but no deplorables. So if the auto turret were to be accepted, is any of this going to spike on spike in price? Probably not. But if we start building up a deplorable collection for Thundergold, you know what? With each new skin being accepted, I could see them all rise up in price so nicely. And we should also point out, that's like the first white turret. Let's go take a look at turret skins. Come on, over here. Come on. So, I know you're going to mention the No Mercy. That is white and black. You also might bring up the Bears for a Better World, but that glows in the dark. Thundergold doesn't glow. Still has the red laser, but you know what I'm saying? So, are people just going to take one quick look at this and go, oh, it's white, oh, it's camouflage? You know what I'm saying? So, look at that. The 2 skins that are doing nicely at the moment, Pirate and Scientist Sentry, and you know this is doing good after the Oblivion video, so yep, all nice and green. Is it going to be the only green auto turret we'll ever see? We'll find out as time goes on. But yes, to potentially see the first ever white one, are people going to salivate with the idea of putting it in the snow biome? Does it really matter that much? We'll see, okay? But you know what people like, so it's going to be interesting. Best luck to Microamorphous. And, I wonder what brand new deplorable gets made next. What would you personally like to see? Feel free to comment below. But now, let's move on. We got Project Nova Metal Shopfront. I like it. That looks cool. Yeah. All right then. So let's switch over to here. It's like a interesting sort of petrol station or gas station sort of design. So if I go type in Project Nova, here we go. And I can confirm to you, both of these skins have gone down in price. Well, yeah, it's a shame, but it's also not that surprising. In the past, with like deplorable collections, if they usually start off with either a garage door or a sheep in the door or vice versa, unfortunately, the garage door and the sheep in the door tend to go down in price, even with more skins being accepted. Now, right now, this isn't doing too bad. It's just one straggler, and then it's back up to above its rust door price. But if we don't see another collection continuation anytime soon, I expect both of these to start really suffering. Okay? So we'll see what happens next. But, you know, we've got the sheep in the double door there. We've got the metal shop front here. If either of them were to be accepted, I could see both the garage door and the sheep in the door rise above their rust door prices. I just doubt they're going to manage to maintain and stay above those prices. So we'll see how things pan out. That's a very nice looking sequel. Best luck to Decap. Speaking of nice looking sequel, I love the fact that the barbecue is basically a mouth and there's the teeth. Ah, and then on the inside it's all the spew. Yay! Right, so here we have the Rainbow Pony BBQ, produced by Little Ranger, Victor Tracker, and City. That's a perfectly fine looking sequel, especially considering that we recently just saw the metal shop front for this as well. And the metal shop front for this is not doing too bad, but it's slightly down in price. However, there's only 21 listings on the Steam market. That's hardly anything, but it's not too surprising because it also sold hardly anything. So if we were to see a brand new deplorable skin potentially been accepted, what do you reckon might happen to this? Yes, I could imagine it might get bought out. I can imagine it might rise up to a higher price, and hopefully it maintains that price. So that's in a very good position where it actually could work out oh so nicely in the future. But of course, as you might notice, whilst the majority of skins are in the positive here, you might recall, as we've been looking at this collection in previous instances, much like when we looked at this when it was in a rust store, quite a few of these skins are starting to go down in price because we're now entering September time. The dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip is upon us. Prices are expected to start going down. So you know what? If we were to see the barbecue being accepted, and if this does spike a price, it might be a smart thing to consider selling those, because you're probably not going to see some very good prices until January time. December, January, but most likely January, post-Christmas time. Okay, so looking forward to the potential and the possibility. We have had quite a lot of barbecue skins being accepted as of recent, but that isn't a very good spot, and that's a very cool looking design. Glows oh so nicely when it's turned on. Looks amazing. Best luck to you three. Moving on with the Chrome Runner sleeping bag. Alright, you know what? There's a pretty interesting collection being built out from here. Of course, we did see the barbecue being accepted, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go up to here. Was it the previous week? Yes. Now this right here, it's actually maintaining its price so nicely, slightly above its rust store price, sitting here at $2.65. And as I can also notice, there's only 10 listings. Now, did someone jump in and buy all the stock? I'm not sure. 16 sales in 24 hours doesn't seem like a ridiculous amount. Honestly, it's the lack of sales. The lack of sales has now led to a lack of listings, and, well, it now comfortably retains its value. So, if we were to see a sleeping bag being accepted, well, maybe that might rise up even higher. We shall see. It's in a very good spot. I will also point out we did have the small backpack previously. That's not exactly holding up very nicely. But, yes, if we were to see the sleeping bag being accepted, you're now expecting a deplorable collection. So I'm not sure if that small backpack's ever going to really fully recover. Unless the skin creator considers maybe making some clothing and armour. So would you like to see like a bucket helmet and whatnot? Feel free to comment below. But regardless, Peppercorn, Universe Kid, that's a very nice looking design. And I'm looking forward to seeing more. Did I just see a bow? I think I just saw a bow. All right. Okay. Maybe that's next week. We'll see. Best luck to you two. Babylon Bed. So I must remind everybody, in the lead up to seeing the Armour double door finally being accepted, quite a few skins had been posted, but yes, there's been quite a gap, but we certainly hope to see a lot more. So as I switch over to here and type in Babylon, I can confirm the sheep in the door unfortunately is down in price, but after the discussion with what we have with like sheep in the doors and garage doors and deplorable collections, it's not too surprising. But the Armour double door is actually retaining oh so nicely. If I can remind you, after like almost 7 days, it was pretty obvious that that Armour Double Door is going to be one of the lowest selling Armour Double Door skins we've ever seen. It also glows in the dark, which by default makes it the lowest selling glow in the dark Armour Double Door. I looked at that and I thought, yeah, I've got to jump in, I've got to buy some. And right now, it's in the positive, it's doing good, and it doesn't look as if it's going to go down in price anytime soon. So with the possibility of a bed skin potentially being accepted, well, I think that could rise up in price so nicely. Just saying. Just saying. Sheep in the door's a bit questionable, but the armored door, the armored double door's looking good. So, yeah, I will sit here and say that's in a pretty good spot if this were to be accepted. So, looking forward to the potential of it. That's a perfectly fine looking sequel. Best luck to Mr. Falk. What would you like to see being made next from this collection? Feel free to comment below. Accidentally spoiled it. But if you watched my special preview video for the week, I'm sure you're fully well aware of Little Boom. Yes, Baby Boom Box, or rather the Powder Mini Sinotype Box has been posted. The skin creator did take a break, so if I could quickly remind you, the last skin we saw being accepted was the mini firearms. That was like over a month ago. Skin creator disappeared for a while. Now he's back, and now I expect to see a lovely range of small boxes being posted. And I will remind everybody, with the Sinotype collection, yes, unfortunately, those large boxes, oh boy, oh dear, oh no. But I have not seen any signs or mentions of a brand new mini small box collection DLC being mentioned in the commit, so we should be fine for now. Yes, if that mini powder box were to be accepted, both of these are going to spike them on spike in price. Now, I will remind you, this did like 4,000 subscribers less compared to the cards box. There's only 26 listings of these. It's comfortably in the positive, and with a fairly strong possibility that we could have an actual full-fledged glow-in-the-dark mini small box collection. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, okay? So, yes, I'm positive. Hopefully we see some interesting designs being posted. What would you like to see for the small boxes? Well, I guess you could get like a mini meds box. I think you could get like some fuel boxes and whatnot. Like, what would you prioritize? What do you want and crave to see next? Why not consider going over to here, go to the comment section, offer your own ideas, and yeah, let's see how he responds. Because I did ask him, hey, what do you plan to do next? And he's like, thanks, guys. Sure, fine. That's fine. That's fine. So the more the merrier. Looking forward to it. Keep it on the workshop because I'm sure we're going to see a whole lot more. All right, so not all of you might be fully well aware, but in the past we have seen an attempt for a Hazma wooden door. It's just with that design, her head kind of got like... oh, hit my mic there. But yeah, So the skin creator, they gave it a completely brand new approach. This doesn't even glow in the dark. It's more like a wood carved design. It's also nice and comfy. It's cute. It's silly. And it's still another Hazma door skin. So, if I could switch over to here and point out the Hazma doors, yes, as we're now delving into September time, the prices have been a bit but again, if we were to see at least a collection continuation, I do believe all of these would spike them on, spike in price. You saw what happened when this appeared. That did better, that did so much better, and that recovered and did nicely. So, I'm looking forward to potentially seeing more, okay? Looking forward to it. Maybe we might have to wait for a while. Maybe we don't have to wait that long. Still hoping for the sheet metal double door. But yeah, keep up the good work, skin creators. So back over to here. Aaron, Al. I'll sit here and say, I'd like to see a Hazma locker. Yeah, not everything has to be a door. So yeah, maybe try and do some other deployables. But the wooden door here doesn't glow in the dark, but it doesn't matter. It's just nice to see more of it. Keep up the good work, and let's see what happens next. Over to here, we do have competition. Tomb of the Octopus wooden door has also been posted, and it's not too surprising because we've had a wooden double door in the past. So, let's switch back over to here. And then we got the Tomb of the Octopus collection right here. And oh, look at that. A garage door and a sheet in the door struggling in a deployable collection. I warned you. Anyway, double door's holding up perfectly fine. That's not too surprising. Electric furnace is actually holding up quite nicely. That is quite a surprise. All right, well, you know what? Props to you. Thumbs up. It's all good. It's all good. So I would sit here and say, if you were to invest in like any of the Tomb of the Octopus skins, it'd be the electric furnace or the wooden double door. Wooden double doors just going to keep rising up in price regardless, because we hardly ever see skins being accepted, let alone produced for them. And the electric furnace, with the fact that it didn't sell that much, and the fact that it's still actually retaining oh so nicely, kind of gets me thinking, you know what, maybe that could have a nice bright future ahead of it. And with potentially more deplorables on the horizon, of course you can expect a nice spike in price. And here's the thing, there's only 9 listings right now. But, yeah. Okay, alright, okay, that's looking pretty cool. So, for your consideration, and yeah, let's see what happens next. What deplorable could we see next for the Too Many Octopus collection? I would sit here and say I probably would approve with the idea of doing like a regular furnace. Regular furnace might be cool. Get the spooky eyes all around and the tentacles. That might be pretty sweet. Best luck to you, Mr. Himmick. Let's see what happens next. Now over to here. Red Sector Garage Door. Sequel to the Armored Door. But I must remind you, during July of 2026, we saw a lot of Armored Doors being accepted, didn't we? Yes. It was the focused item of the month. And within that month, we saw 10 Armored Doors being accepted. Well, yes. So if you're sitting here wondering why you're struggling so much, it's because so many of these appeared in such a short amount of time. So if we were to see the garage door potentially being accepted, could we actually see this rise in price so nicely? I'm not really sure. Again, with so many options available, I'm not sure if everyone's going to go super crazy for this in particular. It's a perfectly fine grounded design. It's just, we'll see. I don't think it actually has genuine demand, is what I'm saying. But again, a sequel and potentially more skins, it could turn into something. Simply being part of a collection would lead to more demand. We'll see what happens. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just not 100% convinced, is all I'm saying. Regardless, Mushroom Soup, that's a perfectly fine looking sequel, a nice looking garage door. What do you think? Feel free to comment below. Best luck to Mr. Mushroom Soup. So, recently we saw the auto turret skin, the Monsters auto turret being accepted, and it looks as if Keka is now fully reinvigorated and motivated to go back to his old Monsters collection, which, by the way, is an older collection you very likely have seen in many instances of the past. However, it's a bit awkward because I don't think everybody is fully well aware that this is all the same collection. When you look at them, you'll notice the design similarities, but some of them had different names being added to them when they're in the Rust store. So if I were to go ahead and look up the Monsters collection, you're about to find out that not even SEMM seems to know like what the Monsters collection is. In fact, if I go back to here, yeah, it's actually split them all up. Now, Keka did collaborate with Mr. Odyssey in the past, doesn't anymore, but yeah, it's kind of split them up in that regard. But there's a lot of monster skins out there, and well, are people actually going to notice and realise if this Armour Door were to be accepted? Like, would any of these even spike in price? I doubt it, but maybe we end up with like a new era, with a new collection and whatnot. We could get Electric Furnace. We could get, oh, I don't know, maybe Metal Shopfront, you know, something like that. So maybe there could be a new era, and with a whole bunch of deplorables being accepted, maybe then we could actually see like the auto turret rise and price so nicely. But with the amount of auto turrets we've seen in such a short amount of time, I'm just going to sit here and say I have doubts. So we'll see. Other than that, it's nice to see that the collection's been returned to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what gets produced next. It's a very nice, jolly, lovely looking, colourful design from Keka. Best luck to you, good sir. Now then, something quite different. It's another Armored Door, it's Endgame, and that's looking pretty cool. So, right now in the Rust Store, we have the Sheet Metal Door, and I'd just like to remind everybody, a Sheet Metal Double Door has been posted last week. I made a special video showcasing that with the Garage Door and the Sheet Metal Door. They all look cool. If I could now switch over to Rust Help, I can confirm that Endgame Sheet Metal Door, it is selling quite tamely, passively. Basically, it hasn't sold as much in comparison to the Garage Door, which is quite obvious. But then again, throughout this video, I have been mentioning Sheet Metal Doors and Garage Doors and deployable collections tend to have problems as time goes on. But with the fact that this is sold about barely half as much as this, I feel like it's more likely the Garage Door here is going to have problems in comparison to the Sheet Metal Door. Now, again, putting that aside, if we were to see the Sheet Metal Double Door, if we were to see the Armour Door being accepted, I truly believe that will spike a price along with the Garage Door. And if we keep the momentum, if we keep seeing some very nice looking endgame skins being produced and accepted, I'm all for it. I could see everything work out oh so nicely. I would like to see any, like, something other than a door skin being posted. Like, what else could be nice? You could do a metal shopfront scroping. That's me talking to the skin creator here. The King's Tax. Yes, yes. That might be cool. You know, just saying, that might be a nice idea. It's up to you. But, yeah, that's a cool looking design. People are appreciating the skins. But in regards to how I approach the sheep in the door, that's the discussion for tomorrow when we do the abnormal barders. So, alright, cool. That's a perfectly fine looking addition. But it would be nice if you could delve into other deployables now. And then, of course, when you feel like the time is right, a wooden double door, that might be pretty cool. Anyway, best luck to you. And then we have the forged sheet metal double door. So it's been a while since we saw a forged garage door. Oh, here we go. This is going back quite a bit. Was it a sheet metal door? Oh, no, there you go. There was a sheet metal door and a garage door. And that was it. Well, that worked out nicely. Now, again, it's not because of the collection. It's just more of a case of, oh, here we go again. Sheet metal doors, garage doors. Yes, a sheet metal double door was posted before. Didn't work out. But now, Duck has given it another shot. So, okay. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'd like to see things work out oh so nicely. It's just, yeah, the pre-existing forged skins, I'm just having some doubts. So if I could go over to here, negative 64%. Ooh. If I could look at the actual demands, I'm looking at the listings, I'm looking at the buy orders to the right. Yeah, that is not on demand. That is not on demand. But Hedge, if we see like an actual collection being built up, could it work out? I mean, it could. But like, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. Alright, we'll see how things pan out. But yeah, it's been like almost a year since we saw a forged skin being accepted. But I'm not opposed to a sheet metal double door. By default, I think a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. So keep an eye out. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Best of luck to Duck. And that just so happens to be the final deployable for this week. Let's now move on to weapons and tools. Guys, if you're not fully well aware, the focused item of the month for September 2026 is the Waterpipe shotgun. And what we happen to have right over to here is the Deep Sea Waterpipe shotgun, produced by Vitalik the 1 and Vitalik number 2. I think there might be all three of them. Anyway, Deep Sea collection, it's the old deployable collection. Right, so quite a long time ago, when we had the Abyss update in August 2023, well, time flies, I saw this collection getting bought out. I get the feeling people must have assumed we're going to have like underwater bases and all that, but no, it didn't happen. Anyway, so, okay. I'm not sure if a Waterpipe shotgun's going to really change that much here, but it's nice to see that the collection's being returned to. I've actually looked at this already. If I could switch over to here, I've already had like a special showcase of a bunch of Waterpipe shotgun skins that are posted over the past weekend. You could get a quick glimpse of them. Although, I didn't show off every single Waterpipe shotgun skin. That was purely a case of, by the time I was recording this, not every single skin had been posted yet. Don't worry, we'll get to it. I think some people already know what it is. But yeah, we've given it a good look. It looks nice, and I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate. I'm just not sure if this would appreciate. So, yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Best luck to the skin creators. Let's see if this could potentially be accepted. Best luck to them. But now, we have Oil King. And you might recall in the past we've had some interesting weapon skins. It's just they haven't really retained their value. So if I could go over here and look at Oil King. Yep, we've had an AK. Yep, we had a pump shotgun. Yep, both of them gone down in price quite significantly. Skin Creator tried. We've seen some cool designs being posted. But it seems people just aren't taking a liking to them. But then again, it is a weapon-only collection, and that tends to happen quite a lot. Not sure why, but yeah, people just don't seem to appreciate weapon-only collections. Although sometimes they do. But what's the winning formula? I have no idea. So, yeah, I don't think our Waterpipe shotgun's going to really save these two skins. So, we'll see how things pan out. But, yeah, both of these are kind of doing not so good. So, yes, awkward. But back over to here. From what I can see, it's nice. It's grounded. It's not too ridiculous. It's not exactly like super colourful and super insane. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. So best luck to Axolotl and Gurin. Let's see if that works out nicely for both of you. Keep up the good work. Fish. Yes, we've got our fish pipe. So, do we actually have fish weapons? Yes, Hedge. We have an AK-47 and a rock. Although it's a rock at all. Here we go. Feel free to comment below. Are rocks tools or are they weapons? What do you reckon? So, as I look over to here, I can confirm we also had a bow skin in the past. But yeah, there's your whole collection there. There's the AK. That's not doing too bad. It was a lot better in the past. Anyway, if we were to see a Waterpipe shotgun skin being accepted, I don't think anything here is going to spike on spike in price. Now, maybe as time goes on, it's appreciated simply because there's a fish collection skin. And as you might notice, a lot of skins here are doing wonderful. Fine. Lovely. But, I mean, we'll see how things pan out. It's just not really sure if that's going to really, like, go up insane. I wouldn't say no to it, though. It's got some nice style to it. An interesting green design. It's so nice and scaly. It's a fish skin. What were you expecting? So, best luck to Shedmon. I like it. Keep up the good work, sir. But then, of course, a version 2. Now, I'd just like to clarify, a version 1 was actually posted like 2 months ago. And as you'll notice, it's got transparency. Not a ridiculous amount of transparency, but it's like been shaved down. So, yes, say hello to the Heatseeker Waterpipe shotgun. What do you reckon? Feel comment below. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if they accept this. When the pump shotgun was the focused item of the month, we saw that pump shotgun being accepted. And now we've got the Waterpipe nice and available. I just wouldn't be surprised at all. So yeah, that was originally submitted back in May. Alright, that was quite some time back. But these newer Heatseeker skins, oh boy, they're not exactly doing stupendous. But give it a while. Could they eventually dig themselves out of their holes and end up working out as nice investments in the further future? I look forward to finding out. But yes, a Waterpipe. Could that lead to any of these skins spiking on spike in price? Sorry, got the hiccups. I don't think so. I don't think anything. Yeah, I think with September just around the corner, October literally just around the corner. I expect all of these skins to go down in price now, and with a lack of the spike command, I don't think we'll just notice that much. Okay, so we'll see. But it's nice to see all of these older skins still holding up oh so nicely. But if you're going to get actual good profits with them, you probably want to wait it out until January time. And with these three, oh boy, well, get on your knees and start praying for better times. Oh boy, oh dear. So, cool. In regards to what we have, I think a lot of people will be greatly appreciating this lovely looking design. Best luck to you, Mr. Vase. Keep up the good work. Now we've got MetalCore SKS. Metal! So, that's a perfectly fine looking design right there. You might recall we also happen to have an AK-47 last week. If not, if you did not understand why I went metal, it's because I made a special little showcase right here. Consider giving it a good watch. Anyway, we also happen to have a transparent aim sight version here as well. Yes. An interesting metallic design. Where's that aim sight? Perfection. I'd have reason to believe a lot of people might happen to appreciate such a design. Are you one of them? Feel free to comment below. But yeah, that's a very nice approach. I think a lot of people would like. Keep up the good work, Mr. Shino. But I would also sit here and say, could we get like some salvage tools, a jackhammer? You got the tool skins accepted, but I want to see other tool skins being produced. All right, so it's up to him, but that's what I'd like to see. Okay, best luck to you. Best luck to you. Young Dragon M249. Right, let's also just clarify. There's also a transparent aim sight design right here. You might recall earlier this year, HellCore made an attempt for a transparent aim sight M249. Face Punch doesn't want that. It's not like that's not against the rules, and it was clever that the skin creator gave it a shot and also still provided an alternate version of a regular design. But Face Punch doesn't like this. You might recall quite some time back, Fancy Orb got a special Twitch drop that had transparency, but to counter it, like to balance it out, he had to make it glow in the dark. So, I'm not sure if we'll ever see anything like this being accepted. But I just want to bring that up because the day it happens, we'll be like, oh, wow, the first time this has ever happened. Whippy, wow. But then that'll be even more power creep. So we'll see what becomes of that. But yeah, if you understand what I just said, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about with like certain skins and transparent aim sights and pay-to-win features. The power creep is getting a little bit too silly, I guess you could say. But this is the more likely design that could be accepted. And to be honest with you, we haven't had an M249 in quite a while. I think that's a good shout. Hardy, keep up the good work. What would we like to see you consider making next? What would be interesting? I wouldn't say no to a revolver. We haven't had one of those in quite a while. Yeah, maybe a revolver. Revolver might be pretty sweet for your consideration. But yeah, crossbow, hunting bow, Combat knife? Yeah. Oh, you could probably pull that off with a cooler-looking dragon design. Oh, that's up to you. Right, so keep an eye on him. He's been making some very nice-looking skins. Could we get an interesting sequel to the AK-47? Do we actually have the AK-47? No. All right, gotta go to Rust Help. Yes, I know. SMM still not updated. No, still don't know why. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not surprising, is it? It's gone down below $2. Ooh. But again, the fact that we saw the Salvation AK-47 literally appeared just the next week after it. Yeah, oh dear. Well, timing. Keep up the good work, buddy. We'll see how it all goes. It's just, yeah, you can't really avoid such a thing. Right, best of luck. So, with all the weapons and the tools out of the way, let's now move on to clothing armour. Army Small Backpack. So this is part of the military collection. Why do you refer to it as Army? Don't confuse Face Punch. Actually, no, it's okay. So there's the Army collection and the military collection, and only now do I realise they're technically supposed to be part of the same collection. Now, this was changed to military, right? And of course, there's like 4 different military collections. So let me go ahead and try my best here. If I search for military, I'll find LeCramp, and then I'll look through LeCramp's history. So this one, right? Yep, that's the cramp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to item details. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click them specifically. And then I could go back to the past, look at like 2017, now see how this all turned out. Because if we were to see a backpack, what I'm kind of pointing out is it going to be referred to quite literally as the Army? The Army collection that you see here? We never got a chest plate. If we got a chest plate now, it'd probably sell ridiculously too much in comparison to the face mask. So anyway. Yes, that's a fairly older collection. That's like vaguely dark green, and there's a reason why it's quite pricey. I mean, we'll see what happens, but wow. Wow. But in the past, you could submit a coffee can by itself. You could submit like the body armor and the kilt separately or as a pair. This is actually like a freeway with the boots. Yeah, back then, the order and the groups of things were strange. Very, very strange. Anyway, that's the collection. All right. I'm not sure if everybody's fully well aware of the Army collection. So again, Army. Do we have it? Now, which one's the right one? Oh, here we go. Is it? I don't know. Oh boy. Not the boots. Army. Come on, Hedge. Let's not hang around on this for too long. I'm just trying. There you go. That's one. All right. Yeah. All right. Maybe, but we'll see. Is everybody out there fully well aware? I guess I have to go back to this if this were to be accepted, just to see if, like, did this get bought out? And if it gets bought out, there's only so much of it to go around. It's an older collection, so, cool. Sorry for hanging on to that for a little bit too long. I just had to remind myself what exactly was I looking at, and I wanted to make sure that I pointed out what it was, so that you're aware, okay? So, yeah, that's a mighty fine-looking design. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate, and with it being vaguely green, I think people would appreciate that a lot more than you realise. Yes. Best luck to Cramp. Then we also happen to have the HellCore small backpack. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's been successful. It has been getting skins accepted. So let's go ahead and remind ourselves of the HellCore collection. Anything but tier 2, right? That's not the skin creator's fault. He posted it twice. There's a version 2. Facepunch has been avoiding it for some reason. I don't know why. So anyway. Yes, we recently saw the bucket helmet, the head wrap, the jacket. Then we saw the tier 3. I guess a small backpack couldn't hurt. It'd be fine. It'd be more the merrier. It's just, I really want to see the tier 2 face punch. Can you please consider making me happy and accepting the tier 2? It's all I ask for. Please. Oh. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, small backpack very likely could still lead to some of this rising up in value a little bit. Even though we are going through September now. So. All right, cool. So, best of luck to Delaroy. Let's see what happens next. I guess a large backpack. Cheese bucket. So, I'll just quickly go ahead and point out cheese from the past. Cheese. I'm referring to the cheese sheep in the door. It's a sequel to this. It's a sequel to a door skin that I don't think too many people are bothered by. We have tons of sheep in the doors. At some point, yes, of course, we're going to have cheese. But yeah, I don't think a bucket helmet's going to cause this to spike them on spike and price. Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, it's nice to point it out at the very least, but yeah, no, I don't think that's going to have like a dramatic impact. So Okay. Well, would you still like to protect your head with cheese? Best that's Michael Montana. Let's see if that works out nicely. Do you like cheese? Now, alternatively, we have the Protector Bucket Helmet. Now, it says this is a version 1, so I'm going to double check here. Is there a version 2? There might be a version 2. There is a version 2. Right, so what's the difference? What is the difference between this and this? I don't know. So from the front, I'm not noticing that much of a difference. What's on the top? What's around the back? I see the warning symbol there. Is there anything around the back here? I see it on the top instead of the back. I see it now. Okay, all right. So warning symbol on the top instead of the back. That's cool. That's fine. Now, with the Protector collection, Protector. We haven't had any Cloven Armour skins ever. There was an attempt, but yeah, we had no Cloven Armour skins ever. And I don't think that's going to cause an impact in any of the skins here. No. So I'm just kind of in the position of, well, okay, people would probably appreciate it. I just don't think there's any, like, investment potential. But aside from that, it's a perfectly fine, cool-looking metallic design. I think people would appreciate such a thing. Do you want to be like a robot? There's your skin. So, best luck to you, Porn Hyper Monster. Let's see if that works out nicely. So, you know how recently we saw some boots and gloves being accepted in the Redemption collection? And we just so happened to see the tier 3 reach up to about $20. Well, yep, that happened. Redemption tactical gloves have now been posted. And now we question what happens next. Because we've just had 2 backpacks accepted, right? Right now, that is available in the Rust store. It's projected to only reach up to about, 12,000 subscribers, if I can recall. Not that much. It does look as if it could sell more than the large backpack. But both of these, the boots, the gloves, the tier 2 armor, the tier 3 armor, could all of that spike them on, spike and price oh so nicely, simply because a pair of tactical gloves could potentially appear. Yes, I do believe. Yes. Now, personally, I'd like to see the hoodie and pants being accepted. Yes, I'll mention it as much as I can. For some strange reason, Face Punch just doesn't want to do it. They don't want me to be happy. They don't want me to be happy. Why? What have I done wrong? Anyway, moving on. So, yes, it's a perfectly fine looking pair of gloves. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate it. Oh, so nice and shiny. The cranberry red is oh so delectable. So, yeah. Perfectly fine looking addition, and I'm pretty sure at some point in the future you might even see a Salvation pair of these, oh so nice and blue, to be appreciated oh so nicely. When he said he was working on tactical gloves, I thought he was mentioning, I thought he meant Salvation. So I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, that'd be nice. I didn't realise it would be Redemption. Oh well, it's fine. You can just do the same thing now but change it blue. No, so it's all good. Alright, cool, moving on. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, Well, that certainly is something different, something unique, something colourful, something bright, something cheery and jolly and wonderful. All right, so are you against the idea of Popstar tactical gloves? Let's be real here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest as he zooms in. If that was a pair of Counter-Strike gloves, you know that would sell ridiculous amounts. Be honest. Alright, so moving back. Okay. If that was in Counter-Strike, I know a lot of people would want and strive to have such a thing. So why are you so opposed in potentially having it in Rust? Right, anyway, moving on. Could that also open up the door for potentially having a Popstar Cloven Armour collection? I'm sure you can recall, and I've already made a short video discussing this, and I have spoken to Skin Creator, so I'll give you a little hint. But he tried to quite literally turn us into the anime girl. Was that the right approach? Should we instead potentially have, like, merchandise? You know? Just look up, like, Hatsune Miku merchandise, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it could easily pull off, like, a hoodie and pants and whatnot, so that might be cool. But anyway, that's just for something for you to consider commenting below about. Other than that, do you like the gloves? Do you think they look cool? Do you like them? Would you like to see that potentially in a Rust store? And if that were to be accepted, could we see the bucket helmet spike them on spike and price? Could we see any other Popstar skins spike them on spike and price? I would like to point out, yeah, some of the prices are starting to go down now. It's inevitable. We're entering September time. But potentially, for a brief period of time, you might see the bucket helmet rise up oh so nicely, simply because another clothing armor piece got accepted. So right now, this is slightly above its restore price. It's retaining, it's doing okay. But again, as much as you might hope in the further future that that could rise up oh so high, it might rise up high fairly soon with just a pair of tactical gloves. So, alright, we'll see how that goes. A perfectly fine looking skin, perfectly fine pair of looking gloves. Yes. So, best luck to Mr. Rare, and keep an eye out. As far as I'm aware, they're going clothing and armor, then weapon, then deployable, and then in a loop. So yeah, next week, keep an eye out what gets made next. I'm losing my breath. I'll lose my breath as I look at this as well. So yeah, the skin creator obviously noticed what everyone was saying. That right there is Apotheosis of War Tier 2. I still think if we had got like the XCOM 2 style design for the face mask, people wouldn't complain so much about the chest plate, but it is what it is. Other than that, they were a lot more discreet now and making references to the Apotheosis collection. You can see like the little skulls and the little bit of red dead side. That looks nice. Dare I say it looks a little bit dark green. Oh no, what are you doing? No, he's doing it on purpose. I could see he's doing this on purpose. I kind of know. Okay, anyway, so we'll see what happens there. But it still has like a little bit of orange there and whatnot. Either way, that's a cool looking sequel. And, well, yeah, let's go to Rust Help instead, because that's where it is. With the rate of sales with the face mask, it's pretty obvious people prefer this over what we have here with the chest plate. Could we still see both of these spike on spike price, though, with the Tier 2 armor? I would assume yes. Yes, I would actually assume yes, that would be the case. Yep, nod. Okay, what about hoodie and pants? How are they going to approach that? Not sure. I guess what they could do is they could just have like the red all on the chest area and that's it. And for all the people that are complaining that, oh no, why would you have it all there? People can see it. No, when you have like armor covering over it, you wouldn't see it. Alright, maybe that might actually work out quite alright then. So keep an eye on the workshop. Icona, I would suggest you pace yourself though. Don't immediately try and get the hoodie and pants out so quickly. Maybe do something else differently for a while, then make the shot. But yeah, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see that you supplied it quite quickly. But you never know. Like if that gets accepted the very next restore, all right, Icona, just go for it. Boots and gloves, tactical gloves, you name it. We're looking forward to it. Right. So yes, that's all the skins. That's all the collection continuations, and we wrapped that up in about 45 minutes. Yeah, it's all right. We had quite a discussion with the wood armor. I think we had a pretty good time. So feel free to comment below. Of all the skins we saw today, which ones happened to have impressed you the most? Let's now go over to micro522.com and we'll point out all the skins based on like the top 10. You know, the overall score system it has. Again, set up by Steam. This isn't like Face Punch's design. So I can confirm the top scoring skin right now is the Popstar Tactical Gloves. Yeah, all right. Not too surprised by that. Very in-demand collection. The summer of 2026 has been great for Popstar, or dare I say, in fact, is Popstar Summer 2026. Yes. Oh. But in second place, we have this Hypnotic Hollow AK-47. Yeah. That looks cool. That looks strange. All right, that looks interesting. Let's see if that gets potentially accepted. Could that be a $5 AK-47 on the horizon? Yes, Face Punch have listed AK-47s at $5 a pop before. So, all right, something different, something cool. We also have the Pirate Wood Armor. I guess that's not too surprising. We got Neon Hazmat. Showed this off in my special preview video for the week. Just a perfectly fine looking neon design. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate such a thing. So yeah, best luck to Nefi and Acheron. We also have the Birchwood Armor. We have Nazrul AK-47 here. Interesting chains. Is that a predominantly white design? It is. Oh, okay. Well, let's see if such a thing would get through. Best luck to the skin creator there. And then we've got Eggs Rock. Eggs. Well, with how hot it's been recently, you probably could cook eggs on a rock. So yes, we've got some pretty goofy looking designs, but yeah, there's a lot of like wood armor taking all the top 10 spots there. So, cool. Other than that, did you enjoy any of the skins today? Are you optimistic about certain collections? And out of all the skins, if you've actually looked at every single one, what's a skin we haven't looked at today that you think deserves a good shout, that you personally believe could potentially appear in a future Rust store. Because again, a lot of skins got posted over the past weekend, and I reiterate, this is just the people I follow. Yeah, it's been quite ridiculous as of recent. But the most likely answer is, with the very next Rust store, based on recent behaviour, the skins to be accepted would probably be from last week. So that would be, from here. So, yeah. It's more likely something here will be in next week's Rust store. Or potentially every single skin in the next Rust store will be in this batch of skins. So, cool. That's a wrap then. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.